Moshi Moshi. Ohayou gozaimasu. Hajime sushi de. My name is Sushi Kishi, the world's third strongest LFO VTuber. It's very nice to meet everybody today. We're going to be talking about the Snacket. If you're not sure what the Snacket is, if you haven't heard of it before, you can follow at the Snacket on Twitter. It is a 64 snack bracket where snacks are mashed up, paired off, and you get to vote for which snack advances and which snack gets sent to the abyss, if you will, until we narrow it down to one true ultimate snack champion for that particular Snacket. This is the 9th annual Snacket. There also have been some off-season and I'll say sidebar or side quest Snackets. There have been some mini Snackets and things like that. But this is the I think this is the last main Snacket before the big Tournament of Champions next year. So when we look at the Snacket, there are snacks you think are missing. You're wondering why certain particular favorites maybe are not on the list. It could be because they are previous regional winners, which are barred from re-entry until the ultimate big tournament Snacket champion of brackets next, Tournament champions next year. That's why things like your basic homemade chocolate chip cookie aren't on the Snacket list. They won. They were one of the earlier winners, and they were going to be repeat winners, which is why perennial favorites like that are being held off until the Tournament of Champions next year. I told you who I am. I told you what I'm doing. I haven't showed my face. I'm sorry. The reason why I was a tad bit late is because I was having an issue with VTube Studio. Anyway, you can find this button here. Teleport in. How's everybody doing today? It's a little bit bright. That's okay. It'll the colors will hopefully get a little bit less washed out when we transition over. Let me look at that screen because I actually know what's causing that. Let me see. Oh yes, and it's very bright because we're looking at okay, so I am gonna need to make a slight adjustment to the lighting in the room because I am very washed out. Look at me. While I'm filming with that, I do want to spend a little bit of time at the top of stream today talking about the charities that I'm raising money for right now. I'm raising money for two different charities supporting fantastic, very important, very necessary causes right now. One of which is for Project Hope, and it's specifically going to be funding their Ukraine Crisis Fund. That money is going to go to people who are working on both sides of the border in Ukraine, both inside the country as well as in neighboring countries like Poland, to provide medicine, medical assistance, and care inside the country, as well as providing relief, support, supplies, information, anything that's needed for I think it's over 2 million refugees now who have escaped Ukraine, trying to find hopefully a more peaceful place. All the wars going on. There's a major humanitarian crisis there right now, and that money is going to go and support the people who are living there in Ukraine, both the ones who are staying and fighting, both the ones who are just staying and living, as well as the ones who are fleeing the war. So that money's going to a fantastic cause. It's going to do a lot of good there. The other charity I'm raising money for right now is the Trans Lifeline. It is a grassroots hotline and microgrants charity. Their hotline is run by trans people for trans people. They do not pass off information or anything like that to other resources, to other people, to other companies, including, unless you ask them to, including emergency services or anything like that. It's simply there for you to be able to call and talk and get the support you need that way. The microgrants that they offer provide financial assistance for a variety of reasons, one of which being to acquire, to update, to get your name changed. That's the phrase I'm looking for, is to order to, make your name change government official. That's a lot of forms, there's a lot of paperwork, you have to get new IDs and things like that. And the money will go to, I should say, those micro grants will be available to help people pay for those costs of getting their name changed, made official. I'm still looking for, there we go. Duplicate. Dynamic mask 2, we're gonna make this dimmer. I have to make this a little bit dimmer, huh?
My last breath, I curse you, Belmont. We'll see each other again. Very
Hold on, so if I have this one on, it's bright. If I turn it on, if I duplicate it and it's not as bright, but what's going on with this? Oh, I bet this filter's not on the main screen. Okay, hold on. Well, let's transition over, so I can fuss with it here where I need to be fussing with it. But see, now it's not as bright. Maybe that's just for the best. I'll just leave it off for now. I'm a little bit washed out when the screen's so bright. I don't know why it's not activating. There we go. Just kind of making change. Green, blue. Close that one. And now I should be able to fix it over here as well. Here we go. Just a little bit of behind the scenes magic that make it so it's more noticeable when I'm playing a game. If I make it so that when the screen changes from light to dark, or even just if you look at the cup, you can just see the reflection of what's usually a game window. Today, obviously, we're talking about the Snacket, so it's going to be the poll, but you should be able to see the window being reflected. And yeah, you can see it's moving in the cup there. Dynamic masks, all courtesy of Stream Effects. And if you're interested in getting that for your own stream, I'm just going to slide myself over just a little bit. Scooch. All right. Now, I generally don't do rating content like this. I don't do tier lists and stuff like that. I know that content is very popular on a lot of channels. It's just not something that I like to do. I generally don't like pitting one thing against another and having to make a comparison and having somebody question me in my comparison as if I've, you know, taken a lot of time to study and think about it and really come to a super educated, well-informed opinion, you know, about a cookie or something. But this is the Snacket. This is the epitome of silly, senseless, non-important, non-sequitur debate. This is like the silly, goofy, over-the-top sports debate shows. But it's about snacks instead of cookies. It's about snacks instead of sports, rather. That being said, oh boy, do people have some opinions in the Snacket community, let me tell you. That being said, we do have a ton of fun here with the Snacket. Part of the polling system each week is that the Snackstar does collect comments, freeform comments from people, and in years prior, there has been even like fan fiction of the different snacks as the different snacks you know, take out their opponents in the bracket. The Girl Scouts in particular are especially brutal in Snacket fanfic history. So if you have any kind of fun with this, you can find out more about it by going to the Snacket on Twitter. I think most of, and this could be just because I happen to have a Facebook because I'm a boomer, but I know the Snacket community on Facebook is also very active, and you may find more interaction there. I don't know if they're on Instagram or TikTok or something like that, because that's just not social media that I have. Ginger ale, excuse me. What was I thinking? There was something I want. Oh, I want to change the music over, and I want to put the music credits on the screen. Hold on a moment. I don't have a pretty box for this yet, so we're just gonna add the text to the screen. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna have to I have to do something here. You are now playing. Read from file. Getting all sorts of behind the scenes looks here. I knew there was something I wanted to do, but I got so wrapped up in trying to get my lip sync fixed. My lips weren't moving on screen. There's a smudge on the camera or something, you couldn't see my lips moving. It was really weird, but that's fixed now. It distracted me from what I needed to do, which was add this text file to the screen. We are now playing. Yep, and it's not showing it right. It's spitting out the super. Yeah, it's spitting it out as a line of code that I actually used to use, that I'm going to use again, but I don't have time to recode that right now. I want to listen to some Nina Rain music today. We're going to put on the Sounds of Picnic Province album, which is, I don't know if remix album's the right word. But it is a sister soundtrack to the Chicory, soundtrack for Chicory, A Colorful Tale. This is not the in-game soundtrack. This is like an ambient, sort of version of that soundtrack. It's very pretty. It's going to be nice, relaxing background music for our heated debate today. Because let me tell you, we're not going to do the brackets in order, because we're going to save the Sweet Chaos bracket for last, because oh boy, do we need to talk about the Sweet Chaos bracket. Oh my goodness. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, and I want to change the font to their code official stream font, which is South Square from Chevy Way. I'm only because I did pay for the fonts. Pay for a nice font that I could use without having to worry about it being flagged for any sort of reason. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so let's get into it. That's enough dilly-dallying. Just a tad loud, huh? So as I said, there are multiple parts to the Snacket poll each week. there are spots for you to, leave your freeform comments. There's of course the voting system, and then there are also, of course, the selected comments that the Snack Star chooses to put on a poll each week. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just go over the commentary first, then we'll break down the winners and losers of that region, pick who I'm gonna be voting for the next round, and we'll just break down all 4 regions that way. And the reason why I've got it open 6 times like this, because I'm trying to keep the results off the screen till we start talking about them. I mean, as I said, it's not content I usually do, so if it looks like it takes me a little bit to get everything organized on the screen, or it's not the way you usually see it presented, it's because I don't do this very often. I don't plan on doing this outside of the Snacket. I mainly stream speedruns, video games. I've been doing a lot of casual playthroughs though. I haven't actually done a speedrun on my home channel here in a little bit, but we'll be changing that soon. Don't you worry about it. I'm gonna open up the opening page here from Gummy Bear Grills in Chicago. I don't have a Senator Palpatine impression. Oh no, I don't have a Senator Palpatine impression. I don't have one. Aha. It's because it kind of gives it in the pretty vanilla way there, huh? I love democracy. I love the Republic. I love the Snacket too. An anonymous comment. This is madness salted with ingested, cascaded with caramel. That's one way to put it. Snacket, hide your fires. Let not light see my black and deep desires. Oh, we're gonna get into some of these are really hard to choose between. Some people really get their emotions twisted up trying to pick one. You come for the lighthearted snack debate, but you stay for these comments, which is why I'm going to spend time going over them, because they're fantastic. Of course it's hard. It's supposed to be hard. If it were easy, everyone would do it. Hard is what makes it great. That's from Permanently Exhausted Pigeon in Phoenix. I picked such a mishmash of bougie and broke, much like my psyche. Once again, we embark on the infinite quest to find a snack that shall rise above all others. We forsake kith and kin. We battle neighbors. We bid farewell to our waistlines and mount our salty sweet horses to ride off into the caramel sunset with nothing but a wicked case of the munchies to protect us. Naked and afraid, we pursue truth, justice, and the Snacket way. And if our snack of choice vanishes upon ether, and if our snack of choice vanishes upon the ether of our dear friend interwebs, we complain about it for the rest of the Snacket and insult everyone who voted for charcuterie. Onward, friends, to arms, to glory! Charcuterie is a very touchy subject in the Snacket. I'm not as big a fan of chartreuse boards as other people are. Some people are really big fans of charcuterie boards. Like I said, we're gonna talk about that sweet chaos bracket. Ghost of a Drunk. I'm sorry, that last comment was from Professor Furf Snackman from Humboldt. I got my glasses on my head. I don't have them over my eyes. Not doing me any good there. Humboldt country where the munchies roam. Ghost of a drunker, truer self, making all my choices for me sounds like Hamlet's dad. There's been more yelling in our house about social class in the past 5 minutes than there's been in the past year. Thanks, Snacket. From Alex. Honey barbecue Fritos till I die. Honey barbecue Frito gang rise up. In Beaverton, Oregon. Oregon? It's the Oregon Trail, but it's the state of Oregon, right? Okay. Snackle, little star. I'll be in the buffet car. By William Snackspear from the local Ren Fair. The author of the Snacket is the Snack Star, by the way. But the author of Snacket is a food criminal and belongs in the culinary gulag. By the president of some foods shouldn't be foods limited. From wherever chocolate dipped potato chips aren't. We'll talk about that one a little bit too. Not as much as we're gonna talk about the other one, but we'll talk about that one a little bit. Whenever these options sent me to Google, and I'm sending a pool of my own saliva, drooling over these fine snacks. I do like this about the Snacket. Some of the snacks, I would not have seeded them as high, but part of what the Snack Czar wants to do is encourage people to try new snacks, especially snacks outside of their region. Because the Snack Czar, I believe, being at least North American based, if not US based, the bracket does tend to lean a little bit heavily American. But there are fantastic snacks all throughout the world, obviously, and there are some. I always leave the Snacket with one new snack that I had never tried before. Voting in the Snacket that year, I always find new snacks here, which is another reason why it's fun to do the Snacket. Excuse me. I'm a teacher. I just audibly gasped in the middle of a test, and now my students think something is wrong. I mean, something is wrong, but they are just too innocent and naive to expose them to such depravity. All right, let's move on to page 2. Now, page 2 should be queued up to the comment section, yes, because the results are up here at the top somewhere. So I did my homework beforehand. We're going to be going over first the Tiny Delights bracket. So we're going to read through the comments first, and then we'll look at the results. Tiny treats tend to break down into desiccated thirst traps versus overly sugared nonsense. Knowing this basic bougie crowd, they'll go for the crispy option. Like Gadnock, Destroyer of Worlds from DC. Jelly beans are the kidney stones of the snack world. Queen Kidney Stone. So do you like jelly beans or not? I don't know. I don't know what that means. Panda crackers. Oh, I love these panda crackers, by the way. Panda crackers have these little cartoon pandas on them. The little cartoon panda bellies are filled with chocolate. The mere concept that another snack could win against the whimsy of the panda cracker is untenable. The universe would collapse in on itself. By Panda Belly from Chicago. I thought those are going to be too niche of a snack to win, but I voted for them. I love those little panda. We'll get into it. I ate so many of those as a kid. I think they came in like octagonal. They might still come in like these octagonal boxes that aren't cool beyond the fact that they're differently shaped than other cookie boxes. And I always thought that was cool. So, I'm easily amused, I guess. Ferrero Rockers slap dude. Yes, Ferrero Rockers do indeed slap dude. I swear to dot in her. I swear to dot in her. Hold on, I gotta get this time right, because you can say God and you can say damn, but you can't say damn. I swear to dot in her damn tasty pretzels that everything will burn if jelly beans move forward. Actual beans slathered in actual jelly is objectively better snack choice than jelly beans. By the bad girl of the library in Minnesnacta. Pitting truffle against the truffle is against the spirit of this. Oh, there's truffle versus truffle? I don't remember. Well, I guess we'll see. Pitting a truffle against a truffle is against the spirit of the season and enters into the realm of cruelty. Poporindo. I'm gonna have to dig into some Spanish here, I guess. Poporindo para toda la vida. Poporindo para siempre. By Fruity Pebble Princess, from the part of Texas with good breakfast tacos. Pulparindo is one of those snacks that I haven't had the luxury of trying yet. It does sound good. I don't think it sounded as good as what it went up against, but I did look into it before voting. But yeah, it's from the pulp of tamarind. It's made from tamarind pulp, sugar, salt, and chili peppers, so it's a little bit spicy too. It does sound pretty good. I don't know if it's a kind of candy that I would like, but I'm usually willing to try anything at least once. So if it was put in front of me, I would not say no to it. Ferrero Rocher is just a sad oh, is they counting that? I guess those are technically, I guess those are truffle-like. I'll just put it that way. Yeah, I guess that's the truffle versus truffle. I wouldn't have considered them truffles, though. I am now, and always have been, on team chocolate chip straight from the bag. So you know I gotta vote for cookie dough bites. The closest I'll get to uncooked, chippy goodness. Chocolate chip straight from the bag was so... if I remember correctly, there was a lot of heated debate about that. Mainly because people were saying, if you just eat them straight from the bag, that's not a snack. You're just eating, it's like eating an ingredient. You wouldn't eat an ingredient as a snack. That's not a snack. It's like eating, I don't know, flour, I guess. But chocolate chips straight from the bag are great. But it's the same thing. I don't know if I would have counted that as a snack. If he asked me what I wanted for a snack, that wouldn't be on my list of top 100 list of choices, I don't think. I don't know what the fuck a Paparino is, but I guarantee it tastes better than a peach ring. Absolutely. Wait, no, that's not a ring pop. I thought it said ring pop. No, peach rings are fantastic. I'm sorry. I said peach ring and my head thought ring pop because ring pop does make the bracket this year. And I was surprised because ring pops, really? We're talking about ring pops? Listen, we survived the last Snacket and he still proposed. Not only that, but he proposed with a Space Jam ring pop. I apologize and take back what I just said. Did I say yes? Absolutely. And now I'll take that ring pop all the way to win the goddamn, I'm sorry, the damn Snacket. Do you hear me? My Donut Lord from Cornfields of Illinois. Thank you for reminding me I have Andy's been tucked away for an emergency. Realizing I love them and not currently eating one is an emergency. My husband makes us buy a massive tin of pralines. Oh, pralines every Christmas at Costco. Tonight I learned he had no idea they were named that. Apparently they're just chocolate cigar things. Yes, chocolate cigar things. Are potato chips dipped in chocolate a thing? I don't think that's a thing. Then again, I don't ever want to be in the same zip code as Ring Pop again, so potato chips dipped in chocolate it is. And that's how you join a cult. I also didn't think potato chips dipped in chocolate were a thing. I know, I'm not saying the sweet and salty doesn't work. I'm not saying chocolate covered potato chips can't work. But it's the picture they use. I've never seen a potato chip just like half dipped in chocolate put in a bag and sold to me. I would put like, I don't like how Reese's does it where they have like bits of potato chip in the Reese's cup. It's just something about just not choosing the chip, not knowing what I'm biting into and it not being a whole chip, that it doesn't really work as well for me. But I would put a chip on top of a Reese's peanut butter cup and eat that. And that would be chocolate and potato chip. And it's good. It's a sweet salty mix. It works well. Just haven't seen it presented the way it is on the bracket. How are Malamars seated in double digits? People hoard Malamars. This is Malamar season. Nora Ephron at the best. Nora Ephron, Nora Ephron via the best rom-com of all time, When Harry Met Sally, declared Malamars the greatest cookie of all time. Sitting Malamars at number 11 may, in fact, be a crime. The snack czar does not know how to seed snacks. I'm sorry. The snack czar. I'm sorry. You know what? I'm gonna immediately. We'll get into it. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that bracket. Different Malamars and Malamars. I'm gonna speed things up because we gotta get to that bracket. Malamars don't win the whole thing. You're all insane. Every matchup thus far, every single accursed matchup has been one thing a white Midwesterner at least vaguely remembers from fondness from their youth, but it's something that's alarmingly hoity-toity or not from here. And if Boba and Polporino crash before they ever leave the ground, simply because people go, well, I never had that in middle school, then I'm coming to your house and stealing all your peanut butter. It's okay, Gabe. We're cool. We're fine with me. We're good. I'm just not a fan of tamarind, to be honest. So that's why I don't think I'd like Polporino. But I like boba tea. I voted for boba tea. But let's get into the results and see how it went. And I'm using the wrong screen to do that with. Let me move this over here. I gotta put it in studio mode. We're gonna go over here. I gotta click on this button and doop-a-doop. So on the left, you see the full, you see all the matchups. Just on my sector monitor, that's on the right. That's what I need. So the left one for right now, because we're on the west side of the bracket, if you will. On the left, you see all 8 matchups from the first round. And then on the right here, as soon as this group wants to expand, let me click on it. I'm going to show the results one by one. I just didn't want there to be spoilers, so that's why it looks like it's doubled up right now. But let's see who won. Potato chips dipped in chocolate versus Ring Pop, your 1 versus 16 matchup. Your winner is potato chips dipped in chocolate, which is exactly what it says. Because I think I like, other people had stated, was expecting, using the wrong screen again, like fully chocolate covered potato chips or something. It's not the way I would have expected. Let me see if I can pull up the picture without spoiling the results. Yeah, here we go. Open image in new tab. There we go, and I can hide this now. Cause see, this is the picture that's on the poll for it. They're half covered in chocolate. Who would eat it? It's not how I would do it. That's why it's weird. That's why I don't think it's gonna move past the second round. Even though I think it's a good snack. Chocolate covered potato chips. There are no like polling results this early in the bracket. That's a lot of work that's really not done until later rounds of the bracket. Or at least if there are, I haven't seen them. So we don't know by how much or how little any of these snacks won for the first round. So we will just move on to your 8-9 matchup. Ferrero Rocher, or Ferrari Rockers, or Fairy Rocks, or the various different names you'll see it called in the comments, versus Cocoa Dusted Belgium Truffles, which are legitimate truffles, not sad truffles like that one comment just said Ferrero Rocher are. I voted for Ferrero Rocher because I thought it was going to win because of name recognition. Also, those are the truffles I'm more familiar with. They're just more accessible than Cocoa Dusted Belgium Truffles, which I guess as other commenters said, they do sound a little bit hoity-toity and out of my price range. As a little budget to the internet streamer. And the winner was Ferrero Rocher. Oops. Slightly revealed the next bracket. My apologies. Boom, boom, boom. So let's just go through it. 5-12. In real life, the 5-12 is where you see quite a few upsets in the NCAA men's basketball tournament. In real life, releasing this bracket, edible cookie dough bites, also known as edible cookie dough, if you ask me, but apparently not, technically not the answer we're looking for here. Wins out there. I'm sorry, let's back up. We'll go over it at the end. I suppose let's reveal all the winners. Your Royal Dansk Danish butter cookies tin. That is that blue tin of cookies that everybody keeps their sewing stuff in. That's what this is. It's that blue tin of cookies. That looks like that. I can show the picture. There's a picture right here on the poll. Open a new tab. Hide the polls for a second. It's this thing. And they're delicious. And I think because of the power of the name and the meaning, I think that's going to go pretty far. But that's not to say it's winning on name alone. I think it's definitely the better choice over Jelly Bellies. And the polling bears that out. Pirouettes, also known as Pyroline wafer cookies, those are your chocolate chocolate cigar cookies. Going up against number 11 snack in this region, which is Malamars. And your pirouettes are gonna win out there. Quadratinis at number 3. I was surprised they were ranked that high, but I was really happy they are because they're good. Those are Quadratinis. They're these things. Come here, OBS. These little square-shaped cookies. I usually see, maybe if not this brand, a similar brand or a similar product, like in a either on a sales, in a sales bucket or something. They're usually on sale or something, and I pick them up, and they're really good. Like, they really just hit the spot. They hit a specific spot in your taste buds or your stomach, however you want to put it. They hit a specific spot in your snack craving that other things don't hit. I just didn't think they had enough popularity, enough renown to be ranked this high in the bracket. And they're going up against Annie's Chocolate Mints, who is your winner, and I think the brand name there did carry them out. Because those little tiny chocolate mints, I know this is the tiny snack part of the bracket, but I don't know if you eat enough of them in one setting to say, yeah, I'm going to snack on these Andy's chocolate mint. Maybe people do. I certainly don't. If you're only eating one or two, I wouldn't call that eating those as a snack, but I digress. We're moving on to these Meiji Panda biscuits. Oh, these are good. I ate so many of these as a kid, if not the Meiji brand, whatever brand was local, because I definitely remember eating these koala cookies, and they come in like this octagonal box. Yes, Hello Panda, I think are the ones that I'm thinking of, so maybe they are Meiji brand. And look at them, they're cute. Look how cute these are. Oops, this is somebody's video. I apologize. I just wanted a picture of the cookies. Thank you so much to junkfoodtaster.com. Let me borrow your still image here very quickly. Look how cute these are. They're like, you know, the cookies are like shaped like the head of a bear. I think they used to be a little bit more, or maybe again, it could be I'm thinking of a different brand. They used to have a different shape. The ones that I remember there being a different shape. They got cute little designs and it's all kinds of different flavors. These are fantastic snacks. These are great little cookies. Which is why it's a shame that they didn't move on. And I think it's just because nobody knows what they are. There's just nobody has a point of reference on these. They did lose out the pecan pralines, which are fantastic, but I'd rather have the panda biscuits. I really would. It's a lot of work to make those pralines. Or at least it seems like it's a lot of work. I don't do a ton of cooking or baking on my own, honestly. And now your 215 matchup, peach gummy rings versus pulparindo probably. And your peach gummy rings do win out there. Again, I think that's mainly because people are not familiar with pulparindo. And I imagine that if more people did have it, it would find enough of a footing to have toppled peach gummy rings there. But our matchups for the second round that we'll be voting on this week are... Number 1, potato chips dipped in chocolate versus Ferrero Rocher. I'm going Fairy Rocks here because, again, this is not the best way to do potato chips and chocolate. It's not the best version of this. I know you're so for sure they're not the best way to do truffles. I wasn't even thinking of them as a truffle. It wasn't until 10 minutes ago I thought of them as a truffle. These are just good, crunchy, sweet, crispy snacks. This is just like a job half done. Like, just give me the potato chip and a candy bar and I'll do it myself. I don't know what it's not the way. There are better ways to do this idea of the snack. And that's why I'm voting the way that I'm voting. Oh, look at that. My, see something that's bothering me, and that is that it's leaking out of the bottom of the box here a little bit. There we go. All right, potato chips and chocolate versus number 8, Ferrero Rocher. Sorry, number 2, peach gummy rings versus number 10, pecan pralines. Peach gummy rings are so good. They're so good. And if you want a gummy, nothing really hits the spot other than a gummy. Like, if you want something that's like sweet, salty, caramelly, kind of chewy, kind of crunchy, you have a lot of options. But if you want like a gummy, like nothing else will do. You have to have gummies. Which is why I'm gonna go with peach gummy rings, I think. Because if I want them, I gotta have them. If I want pecan pralines and I can't have them, I can find other things that'll hit the you know, desire for caramel, pecans, whatever it is I'm craving. I could probably find something else to hit that button. But if they're done really, you know what I mean? It's so hard to pick because it's hard to tell how to vote. Sometimes you're just voting with nostalgia over flavor. Sometimes you're voting flavor over nostalgia. Sometimes you're voting convenience of the snack, how easy it is to eat or make or acquire the snack. You have to compare, like, the best pecan pralines are going to be better than the best peach gummy rings, but the worst peach gummy rings going to be better than your worst pecan pralines, I think. You know what I mean? You have to there's a lot that goes into the Snacket vote. Edible cookie dough bites. I don't know. I honestly don't know if I've had cookie dough bites that are specifically edible cookie dough bites. I've eaten cookie dough, you know what I mean? But I've never gotten edible cookie dough for the purpose of just eating a cookie dough. But These butter cookies are amazing. I think the power of their name recognition, the power of memes are going to carry them probably all the way through. Because let's look at what else is ranked above it. Peach gummy rings. I think it could be that peach gummy rings off of, you know, meme popularity, stuff like that. I don't think potato chips dipped in chocolate is a very strong contender. Ferrero Rocher, there's already a lot of debate about whether it's worthy of being this far into the bracket, so it could stumble. Pecan pralines aren't gonna make it. It would have to be at the cookie dough bites, so don't really need to talk about that. The chocolate mints aren't gonna make it that far because they're just so tiny. It's just hard to think of them as I guess they're, you know what I mean? I don't think, it's not the kind of snack that tends to do well in the Snacket. The only thing that could really match it, I think, are the pralines, and I think they'll beat out the pralines. Because it's just a stronger meme. It really could win this whole region. But for you 614, cookie cigars versus chocolate mints, I'm going cookie cigars because if you only need 2 or 3 of the mints, it doesn't really feel like a snack. And if you're eating a bunch of them, I feel like there are more efficient snack options. So that's what we're gonna go with for the Tiny Delights bracket. Ferrero Rocher, butter cookie tin, chocolate cigar, cookie cigars, and your peach gummy rings. Which means we can close out some of these tabs. Close out this tab. And now we're on to... what are we on to? I'm gonna find out in the background. Sweet, no, we're not doing Sweet Chaos yet. That's later. We're gonna do... well, I've gotta find the right one here. But we're not on Savory Bites. We're on Salty About Everything. Are we on Salty About Everything? I can't reveal the name of the bracket without revealing the winner, so hold on a second. Let me just hide them for a second. This is Savory Bites. I guess I just didn't read the bracket right. So we're gonna do Savory Bites next. Let's go through the comments real quick. Boom, 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 boom. I love this soundtrack. The chaos of crispy onion bits directly from the container soothes my soul. We'll get into that in a little bit too. It never, well, we'll get, yeah, there's gonna be a comment that says the same thing I did. The audacity of crispy fried onion straight from the container. I never even considered it. Do I dare disturb the universe? That was my thought too, because I saw it on there, and we'll get into it. Let's just read the comments real quick. I know my beloved Andy Caps, rest in peace, will not make it to round 2 because they're too regional, too common, too pure for this world, really. If I tell you that I've smuggled a suitcase padded with cheddar fries across the world on more than one occasion, will you forgive me, Reginald Smith? Because I have, and I will again. I will avenge you. Bye. Would have probably voted for a Salt Lip, to be honest, from Japan-Massachusetts, who will come up again in this commentary. And I want to make my new friend. I want to be friends with this person from Japan-Massachusetts. We have a lot of similar snack tastes, and I think we managed to, through polling, avoid the one thing we might have thought about. And I think otherwise we could be good friends. Who the F is eating soft goat cheese with pita chips? Baguette or nothing, bruh? A Little B from Oregon. Dot pretzels are the best. If you're in the Northeast and you can't find them, check Ace Hardware. That's my Dots Pretzels plug in Brooklyn. You laugh, but there's an Ace Hardware in town that I get these little, like, bite-sized caramel candies from that nobody else in town carries them. And I always get some when I go to the hardware store for anything. I almost look for reasons like, oh man, I can't find a screwdriver. I know it's probably buried in the drawer, but I'll just go get one and go get some of those candies, those caramels. Ace's Hardware has good candy options. They have good snacks. I don't know what to tell you. They have good snacks. I do not know what moon cheese is, but I really like the sound of it and hope that it's what we all eat in the future. By Boba Fetty Wap Tea Queen from LA. The selection to Snacket. Beautiful, intricate, practically flawless. The brackets, though, shame. Shame on Snacket for 1 billion years, making me choose between favorites one round and then having to pick between chacarons and fried onions the next is a snack crime. My snack night against fried onions from chacarons would be good if they dissolved to round particles instead of weird tiny strings in your mouth. We're gonna talk about this week's chaos bracket. I just finished shoveling crispy onion rings while staring into my cabinet, so who the fuck do you think I voted for? From Fraudian Deutschland. I just invited my brother to play for the first time because our all-time favorite snack, Twisted Barbecue Fritos, is in here, and I literally screamed out loud. The snack is mythical in our family. So I had a very bad day once and went to Wawa in search of this snack, and the entire chip rack was empty, except for one bag of these beloved Twisted Barbecue Fritos. I knew instantly that the universe saved them for me, and things were gonna be okay. By she who the universe speaks to in snacks from Seattle, Washington. I remember these Twisted Barbecue Fritos coming out. I remember them being released. I don't know what it was about them, but there was so much hype about them coming out. And I feel the same way about those too. Same way I feel about those as I said about gummies. Like, if I want chips, any kind of chips will do. If I want these Twisted Barbecue Fritos, nothing else will do. There's no replacement for it. It can't be corn chips. It can't be another type of crunchy snack. It's gotta be these. I'm gonna burst through the wall riding on a Scallion Pancake. 2 huge Dots pretzels in my hand, ready to battle Annie's hot fries to the end because those things are straight hot. Oh, which means you monsters are gonna try to bring them to the top. I choose violence. Snacktroid Prime. You're not gonna have to worry about the hot fries, my friend. But you're not my friend, buddy. How about that? Yeah, Annie's hot fries. Scallion Pancakes. I've never had Scallion Pancakes. They sound delightful. I've been thinking about those for a week and a half now. Those sound so good. As a popcorn cause enough pain, just leave us be. Here to watch Handicap throw. Here to watch Handicap throw punch at a little bitch Trader Joe. By the way, do some cursing in the Snacket. Honey barbecue Frito twist on a platonic good deal of a savory snack. Perfect balance of salty, sweet, and crunchy, spicy. Bow before your champion. I eat fried onions straight from the container on an alarmingly regular basis. Their inclusion in the snack both legitimizes and condemns my actions. By Amy, culinary bon vivant. That's what the wins. I'll quit my job and canvas door to door until everyone gets any choice they made. They placed above Dots. It's making an upset one for Funyuns. See that I'm not disappointed. After putting me through immeasurable misery, the snack has redeemed itself by introducing me to pizza crackers. I'm not a big fan of pizza crackers. If I'm starving to death and only Funyuns are available, I choose death. And you did not share your name because you knew that comment should die in shame. My pleasure at seeing the Takis back into running in any form, even BS knockoff Trader Joe's Takis, is forestalled by the bitter knowledge that y'all assholes haven't developed your palates one bit since the last round. And it's actually gonna end up being the same abstract crowd pleaser everyone had at a Cheesecake Factory when they were 13. By Gabe, professional ranch hater. Takis should have gone farther. Last time I did not vote for Takis, and as soon as I submitted it and looked over the polls again, I realized I made a horrible mistake, and I was part of the problem of their game. I'm sorry. I do love Takis. I don't know why I didn't vote for them, but it was a mistake that I realized immediately after hitting submit. But that was the last bracket. We're into the 2022 Snacket 9 now. That's the wrong bracket I'm about to pull up. We need Savory Bites. We're on the east part of the bracket now, so Savory Bites. What I need to do, hold on, I need to resize these images real quick, so give me just a moment. Because now the left side's going to have the results. And the right side's going to have round 1. Because we're on the east side of the bracket, so everything's going to be flipped. There we go. Hold on, where'd my Firefox go? Oh, it's in, I put it in the group by accident. There we go. Yes, I said, give me a second here, because I gotta turn everything all the way around. It's just hard to do when I can't look at it. There we go. So, yep, these were our first round matchups. Stovetop popcorn versus seasoning of choice. Andy Caps hot fries versus, I'm sorry, I've misread that. Stovetop popcorn and seasoning of choice against the number 16 seed Andy Caps hot fries, which I love. I love Andy Caps hot fries. I understand why they didn't win. I understand a little more niche and regional, and those type of snacks tend to not do well in the Snacket. That doesn't mean it's not a good snack. It just means it's not gonna pull well in a poll like this. That's okay. Snacket results have no bearing on whether or not something is a good snack. And as you can see, popcorn plus seasoning of choice did move on. 8-9 matchup: TJ sour cream and onion corn puffs versus a roasted seaweed snack. Look at me, a fan of Japanese culture, have not just had straight up roasted seaweed. So I voted for the other one, not because, oh, it's not an American snack, and I know sometimes non-American snacks tend to do less well than they should. I've just never occurred to me to roast some seaweed and snack on it. I use sushi and stuff like that, but TJ sour cream and onion corn puffs did move on, and I think they're gonna get completely crushed by stovetop popcorn, the seasoning of choice. Popcorn's a classic. Corn puffs, it's like fake popcorn. It's fake popcorn going against real popcorn, and a real thing should always win out. Sesame 6, number 5 seed Sesame 6 versus your number 12 seed Honey Barbecue Frito Twists. Doesn't matter what's going up against us, Frito Twists are going to dominate this bracket. Yep. Going up against the winner of number 4 seed Borson cheese and pita chips. Borson cheese is apparently a bit of a smoky type of cheese, against pizza crackers. I'm not really a fan of either of these snacks. Borson cheese and pita chips did win out. The winner between those two, I'm going Frito Twist all the way. I'm taking Frito Twist over popcorn. I don't think it's gonna win that particular matchup, but I'm voting for it over popcorn when that matchup inevitably happens next week. Moon cheese / baked cheese crisps. Those are not Cheez-Its. Those are, moon cheese are like these little puff balls of a Cheez-It like thing, I believe. I don't know that I've had it, but it reminds me of like Cheez-Its if Cheez-Its were puffy rather than squares, like so. That's moon cheese. And then what's it called? Fried cheese bites, I think they're called in the bracket. So that's almost just like fried cheese drippings when you're otherwise cooking. Bites. No, it's not those. It's hold on, I gotta see it on the bracket here. Baked cheese crisps. Okay, I'm just looking at baked cheese bits. Oh wow, this is not even what I looked up earlier. This is what I was thinking of. It's like little cheese drippings, which are good, but I think they're talking about this on the bracket. Personally speaking, just personal opinions, I can pass on those. Going up against hot buffalo wing pretzel pieces, and of course the cheese crisp one. I guess those hot buffalo wing pretzel pieces, I'm thinking of the ones from Snyder's. Those must just be too regionalized. I guess that's more of a think industrial East Coast type of thing, I guess. I don't know. I would not have called that matchup going that way, but I've been wrong about the Snacket before, and I'll be wrong again. Like right here, I'm taking Funyuns over lime flavored tortilla chips every time because it doesn't say you get anything with the tortilla chips. And as you'll see later on, you do get things with chips. It does specify what you get with chips later on. So that sounds like lime flavored tortilla chips straight out of the bag, which I'm not eating. I'm taking Funyuns. I love Funyuns. There's no point talking about it because we got a lot more to cover, so we'll just rush through it really quickly here. 7-10 matchup. Your Dots homestyle pretzels beat out your TJ's chili lime corn rolled tortilla chips. I haven't had Dots homestyle pretzels, but any kind of pretzel in a bag, it's pretty tasty. I like those, so no surprises there, no unhappiness there. This was a surprise to me. I was shocked, I tell you, that pork rinds slash chicharrones didn't beat out crispy onion bits straight from the container for so many reasons. I've never thought about eating crispy onion bits straight from the container. It would have never occurred to me. It's like, man, I want a snack. I'm gonna go to the ingredient aisle, the baking ingredients aisle, whatever aisle they're on, and get those crispy onion bits that you use in green bean casserole and just eat those. But now that I've seen the results and thought about it, yeah, that doesn't sound bad at all. I don't know if it's better or worse than Funyuns, but I'm gonna find out this week. But wow, pork rinds going down this early, excuse me, is a shock. Dots homestyle pretzels is a huge crowd favorite in the comments. I don't know if maybe it's just too regional though. This is gonna be such a good matchup next week. I honestly don't know who I'm gonna vote for yet. I may coin flip it. I have done that before when I really just can't choose. That's such an interesting matchup. I hope that the Snack Star can release polling results for next week, because that could be pretty close to 50-50. That's it for the Northeast bracket, your Savory Bites bracket. Let me shake everything back down here so I can properly switch the polls over to what I need to, and then we'll get into the next region, which is gonna be salty about everything, the Southeast bracket on your pamphlets. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. All right, so hold on. Zoop. Zoop. I wanted to pass. Didn't want to reveal the results there. This region has some of my favorite comments. The entire salty about everything region should win. We'll go over what's in there. I think the Savory Bites region that we just covered, I didn't talk about. Let me talk about it real quick. Because that is a loaded region. Let me pull up, because I meant to talk about it a little bit more than I did. I just spoiled quite a bit, so I hope you weren't looking. I apologize. I forgot it wasn't going to come up right away. This is a loaded bracket. Like, I wanted Annie Camp's hot fries to go forward, but I knew it's not going to beat out popcorn. So I started thinking, well, what if it was seated a little bit higher? I would have put it over crispy onion bits straight from the container, but it won. Like, it won a big matchup, so clearly it shouldn't have been seated above that. 14 Funyuns, no, it shouldn't be seated above those in my book. I would have seated above pizza crackers. That's a lot, you know, that's way up there. That's a pretty big boost to give it. And I think they beat out well, actually, you know what? They probably don't beat out the cheese and pita chips. Because those a cheese and chip snack tends to advance out of the first 2 rounds regardless. So it probably doesn't win there either. It beats out sesame sticks, but it's not better than Frito twists. Not better than you know what? I probably picked them over hot buffalo wing pretzel pieces, but it wouldn't have beat the moon cheese. Well, you know what? It might have beaten out the moon cheese because it's probably more national. Well, no, because it's a pretty regional snack, so it probably doesn't win there. It's not gonna, it might beat out the rolled corn tortilla chips if you seat them above pretzels, but that's 6 rakes up. That's that's asking for a lot of changes. So Persif, Persif the big respects. Randy Cap's hot fries, which I think are a top 8 snack, but this is a loaded bracket. There's a lot here. There's a lot of snacks here I also haven't eaten, or that I personally don't like, but doesn't mean they're not good snacks. It's just a loaded bracket. There's nothing you can do about that. Pau de Queijo, Pau de Queijo. Pau de, really? Pau de Queijo. Pau de Queijo isn't common enough to win, but it wins this entire bracket in my heart. Put up a fight. Put up a good fight, little guys. Pau de Queijo, it's cheese bread. It's look at it. It's delicious. It reminds me of, it's not the same thing, but what it made me think of are those rolls you get, the biscuits you get from Red Lobster. And they're probably different, but I feel like they would hit with the same crowd. It's Brazilian cheese bread. Look at it, it's delicious. Look at this. Give me a good screenshot, please. Forget it. They're good. Look at them. But it's not going to. It's too regional of a snack to move on. Unfortunately, I don't think it's gonna make it out of the first round here. Local cheese and baguette versus 15 Pau de Queijo. Doggone it. Pau de Queijo. Local cheese and baguette versus 15 Pau de Queijo had me stopping and weeping for a good 3 minutes. It's bread and cheese. You can vote against it. It's fine. Okay, I was trucking along through this, thinking this is okay. Clear, easy choice in each category. I got this, and bam! Ooh, my bad. Late night quesadilla versus fried halloumi cheese. Like, what the fuck? We have a camera in our home watching us? You know we love both of these things so much? Why? Jesus, take the fucking wheel! By Snackmaster Alley from Austin, Texas. 1 week ago today, I said out loud to my boyfriend that patacons slash tostones are objectively the best snack. Clearly, at the time, I was unknowingly having a prophetic vision that tostones will win snack at 9. You heard it here first. You're welcome, says the Oracle of Snacks. I told you, I really do like the comments from this region. One voted for the quesadilla because it was specifically a late night quesadilla. Had it been early morning or mid-evening, it would not have received my vote. Me too, by the way. It's specifically a late night quesadilla. Okay, I probably should have gone over the, if I was thinking about it, I would have done the regions first. Before doing the comments, so I'll do it that way next week. Now I've got now I know how to do it. Yeah, it's specifically a late night quesadilla. And this is my favorite comment of the week. Late night quesadillas are where it's at. They hit very differently in the seductive embrace of darkness. A tasty mistress of flavors, picking out of a tortilla blanket. Perfectly crisp on the outside. Decadently mouth-watering goodness inside. Cover this treasure with a creamy layer of sour cream for a burst of euphoria. By the Quesadilla Duchess from the Empire of Midnight Snackgasms. Then the next comment from Luck the Crunchy Spring Roll. Doing this high, was such a bad idea. Too many dramatic audible gasps I let out when reading the quick succession of Bubble Team, Mango Sticky Rice, and Fluffernutter. But then the taquitos against Crunchy Spring Rolls. The goop, the gaggery. Wig snatched, how dare you? This is a quarterfinal pairing, my dude, not first round. Rude. By time is means from Maryland, late night quesadilla. Is time a factor now? Yes it is. Cold pizza in the morning, best time for cold pizza. Sit back, bag of fritas for lunch. People eat what they gotta eat for lunch. Okay, not everybody has access to a veritable stable of lunchtime foods, okay? half turkey sandwich hastily eaten in the car at 4:30 en route to graduate school. Again, if you're in graduate school, you ain't got time for fancies. You don't have time. If you gotta eat a half turkey sandwich hastily eaten in the car at 4:30, that's when you gotta eat it. You're in grad school, you're probably working a job, probably working 2 jobs, and your internship, and you're going to school. Time is not meaningless. Okay? Time is short. No, time's not short. But time is precious. Most definitely. Time is most definitely precious. And far more importantly, time has great Gouda, which is not your typical quesadilla cheese. It's not. I understand that. So if you're a quesadilla purist and you're clutching at your knives and forks and knives to come and get me, I understand it. But it makes a good quesadilla. How dare you pit the 2 greatest snacks, nay, the 2 greatest foods against each other? Taquitos and spring rolls belong together on the podium after all these inferior, non-fried, non-rolled, non-stuffed, with happiness snacks fall before their glory. Long live the tubes of perfection! And I don't even have the comments up, so you don't even know what I'm reading. So I'm gonna read it again, so you can read along with me, and I'm gonna go back one, because this one's important, okay? Late night quesadilla. Is time a factor? I'm gonna just breathe into the mic. Let me step away from the getting hot and bothered here. Late night quesadilla. Is time a factor now? Cold pizza in the morning. Ziploc bag of Fritos for lunch. Half turkey sandwich eaten hastily in the car at 4:30 en route to graduate school. From Time is meaningless from Maryland. Yes, time is a factor. The morning is the best time to eat cold pizza. Quesadillas are infinitely better late at night. You can have a Ziploc bag of Fritos anytime you like. But yeah, you most commonly see it at lunch because the kids got to get their lunch to school one way or the other. And Ziploc bags have been the choice of choosy moms for centuries, okay? Decades, however long they've been around, Ziploc bags have been there. So what? Well, I'm sorry, Of course, it's Ziploc bag of... And if you're in grad school, you're lucky to be getting your half a turkey sandwich, all right? So if you gotta eat it at 4:30, that's when you gotta eat it. Time is a factor. Time is important. Yes, time is a factor. Late night quesadillas are infinitely better than other quesadillas, okay? Ziploc bag of Fritos when you're at home after work, watching something on YouTube, feels a little bit sad. But a Ziploc bag of Fritos for lunch when you're at school and you're hanging out with your friends, that's where it's at. Is time a factor? Time is precious. Okay? I'm mad because I wanted to deliver that joke and then I goofed up and didn't have it on the screen, and now I'm trying to deliver it again just as naturally as I did the first time, and I can't do it because now oh, gone it. I can't believe the screen wasn't on there. How dare you pit the 2 greatest snacks, nay, the 2 greatest foods against each other. Taquitos and spring rolls belong together on the podium after all these inferior, non-fried, non-rolled, non-stuffed with happiness snacks fall before their glory. Long live the tubes of perfection! How would I ever be able to tweak between... Pão de queijo and Scallion Pancakes. Panic impending. Hush, puppy. Scallion Pancake is speaking. That's a good line. Love the diversity. Hated the disrespect for the hot crab dip. Yeah, that was some disrespect for hot crab dip. I thought it... Okay. Screaming, crying, throwing up, and having to choose between fried pickles and crab dip. Yeah, that was a heck of a matchup. Taquitos. it just me that thought the answer to this was 16? Yes. So on your brackets, everybody, the number one, the 116 matchup is freshly made tortilla chips with salsa against frozen White Castle sliders, but not 16 frozen White Castle sliders, which I absolutely would have voted for. I don't know what I'm more outraged by, the class warfare that is clearly being instigated by this entire bracket, or the fact that 7-layer dip was pitted against cocktail meatballs in round 1. How dare you? This region also has a lot of questionable seating. We'll just leave it at that. Can someone please recreate the entire Salty About Everything bracket as a party platter? And by party platter, I mean meal for one. Please deliver this to my house for lunch. Thanks. Trust between Scallion Pancakes and Hush Puppies literally caused me to question everything I know and love. Scallion Pancakes equals scalpels. And then I wanted to skip. I've made some really good late night quesadillas in my life. And also eaten some really good late night quesadillas from taco trucks. They're great. But fried halloumi is amazing. Choosing one of these like choosing which child to save from a burning fire. And the answer is fried halloumi. Now for your brackets. Excuse me. Boo-doo, boo-doo. Excuse me. I knew I had to cough. I was just waiting for the cough to come out. Freshly made tortilla chips with salsa versus number 16 seed frozen White Castle sliders, but it's just, you know, one order of sliders. It's not 16 sliders. And yeah, chips with salsa went out there. Number 8, Scallion Pancakes. I've never had them. They sound delicious. I voted for them just because they sounded delicious. Hush Puppies do win out there though. For that battle, I'm picking Hush Puppies. Tortilla chips with salsa, it's chips and salsa. Give me something a little more special than that. You know what I mean? Like, give me something that feels a little more special than that, I guess. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying I don't like chips and salsa. I'm just saying I like Hush Puppies better. Oops. Oops. Help me out here, OBS. Thank you. Spanakopita Bites beat out 5th seeded Tostones. Which are good, by the way. Anything that's like not fried, but melty fat. I gotta sneeze now. I think that's on me now. Anything that's feta cheese spinach, stuff like that, those are good. This, I was so surprised. I can't believe Crab Dip got the 13 seed. I can't believe it lost to Fried Pickles. I can't believe Fried Pickles are seeded 4th. There's nothing about this matchup made any sense to me. Crab Dip is amazing. It should have been ranked much higher. The cocktail meatball should have been ranked much higher. The crunchy spring roll should have been ranked much higher. The keto should have been ranked much higher, although if it's salty rather than crunchy, maybe that's why it wasn't ranked as high. Hush Puppies could have been down. I don't think of Hush Puppies as salty. I would have had Tostones a little bit lower. I would have had Fried Pickles quite a bit lower. Cheese and back. I don't think that is salty either. I'd have moved that down. 7-layer dip and chips. It's hard to move that down, but the seating here didn't make a ton of sense to me, but we got some good we have some interesting matchups out of it. Because Fried Pickles was Crab. I wonder if that was a close poll or not. I'd love to know what the results there were. Fried Pickles and Spanakopita Bites. That's going to be really interesting. That could be another really close one, because those are two I feel like those are two more niche snacks that have rabid fan bases, and they're gonna go at it against each other in the comment section. That's gonna be a lot of fun next week. 7-layer dip and chips versus cocktail meatballs. Cocktail meatballs do a pretty bad matchup there, but it's hard to argue against 7-layer dip and chips. I just wish Meatballs could have made it a little bit further than that. Late night quesadillas beat out fried halloumi as they should. Late night quesadillas could beat out dipped in chips. As I said, chips and dip tend to do well in the Snacket, so I'm a little worried about it in this particular matchup. But they could beat it out. And if they do beat 7-layer chips and dips, they're gonna go against the winner of Crunchy Spring Rolls, who beat out taquitos, versus your local cheese and baguette. I know cheese and bread's gonna go far because it's cheese and bread, and cheese is it's simple, it's good, everybody can do it. You can just keep it in your pantry and just pull out. Like, I get it. Well, come on. Can we have a more just something more interesting than, like, bread and cheese, bread and butter? You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's not good or interesting or tasty, but we have all these snack options and that's the one we're gonna go with out of this bracket. Come on, right? Give me this Crunchy Spring Rolls for next week. And Crunchy Spring Rolls versus Late Night Quesadilla, that would be a hell of a matchup. I don't even know who I vote for there. I got 2 weeks to think about that one. And on top, I think fried pickles will win out because I think it's more of a carnival food. It's gonna have that kind of fan base backing behind it. I think it can win out. I don't know if it's gonna be chips and salsa because it's chips and salsa, and I think everybody's just gonna get behind your standard snack there. But if it could be the one big upset in this bracket, because I don't think anything else you'd call it a huge upset, because this is also a pretty good closely ranked bracket. So if that could be the one big upset you get in the Snacket each year, you're gonna end up with fried pickles against what? Crunchy Spring Roll, or your local cheese and baguette, or your late night quesadilla. Like, that's a good matchup. Fried pickles with a chance to make the finals is super interesting to me. And that's 3 brackets out of the way, which means we only have 1 bracket to cover. Oh man. Oh boy. I'm gonna grab a drink real quick, because we gotta talk about this. We gotta talk. We gotta talk about this. And make sure I hide everything. Let me put the round 1 matchups on the board here. Sweet chaos. Sweet chaos, huh? That's what we're gonna talk about next. Let's talk about it then. No. So here's your round 1 matchups. Here's your round 1 matchups for Sweet Chaos. I'm gonna grab a snack. I'm gonna grab a drink real quick, couple of minutes. I'll be right back. Oh, we gotta talk. I'm coming back. I didn't forget about y'all. I'm waiting for my tea to brew. So I'm gonna have to step up here in just a second. Anyway, I just wanted to come say, I didn't forget about ya. I have a cold medicine too. Cold medicine, take my allergy medicine, I should say. Whew. Yeah. So we got a lot to talk about here. But just very quickly, fast food milkshake versus Russian ice cream. 116 matchup 8 and 9, homemade peanut butter cookies versus fluff and udder. Mango and sticky rice. Kind of surprised to see it on the bracket. I love me some mango and sticky rice. I don't know that I would have put it 5, but in an effort to, introduce people to new snacks, I think sometimes the more region-specific non-American snacks do get ranked a little bit higher to encourage people to try them out. So I'm happy to see it there. But again, 5-12 matchup is ripe for upset victories in your real-life NCAA men's basketball tournament bracket. 4-13 matchup. It specifically tastes thin, crispy chocolate chip cookies, which is what I was saying earlier. Homemade chocolate chip cookies have won before. That's why they're not on the bracket here. Because homemade chocolate chip cookies have won. I want to say they've won multiple times, which is why they were barred. Not because they're not a good snack, but because repeat champions are not allowed until next year's Snacket X, the big Snacket of champions. Boom, 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 boom. Pardon me. The 6-11 matchup. This is the one we're going to spend a little bit talking about. So I got something to say about this number 6 matchup. Number 6 baklava versus number 11 grocery store soft frosted sugar cookies. If you're not sure what we're talking about there, we're talking about these cookies. No, stay on this page. Nope, let me just open a new tab, please. You're talking about something like these Loft House cookies. Studio mode. Nope. I don't need virtual camera. I need studio mode. I need this and this button. This is what we're talking about with grocery store cookies. I'm not going to say grocery store soft baked sugar cookies. It's just a lot of words. Talking about grocery store cookies. This is what we're talking about. Okay. And that is the That's your number 11 scene. Going to number 6, baklava. Number 3 is bubble tea, boba tea. I really like to say that, versus saltine toffee cookies. I'm a little worried for bubble tea because I think it's fantastic. 3 seems a little bit high though, and I think more people are just gonna know what saltine toffee cookies are than bubble tea. Toaster strudel versus pear and cheese pairing board. The way I took toaster strudel were those frozen toaster strudels that you can get from Pillsbury, which are just Pop-Tarts with a lot more work and a lot less consistency. You either put them in the toaster once and they're still frozen in the middle, or you put them in your toaster twice and they come out completely charred. There's absolutely is no in between with those, so I didn't want to vote for those. But we'll talk about pear and cheese pairing board a little bit later. And then number 2, Stroop Waffles. I want to make sure those are what I've been thinking of all week. Pretty sure those are the things you get on the airplanes I'm thinking of. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. I think I'm most familiar with getting these on airplanes. I could be thinking of a different cookie for that, but this is the cookie I was thinking of. Whether or not you get on airplanes, I may be wrong. I don't fly that often. But yes, these are delicious. Those are so good. And I get Oreo pudding, dirt cup. I'll look those up in case you're not familiar with those either, and then my tea's probably ready in there. It's chocolate pudding and crumbled Oreo cookies. They're crumbled chocolate cookies and gummy worms. It looks like, worms coming out of the dirt, and it's a snack. This is also delicious. I think it hits with a younger audience than most of the snacks in this bracket, so I don't know how well it'll do, but some people may vote for nostalgia over flavor because these cookies are excellent. Oh, these are good. I say this so I don't know one already. Let me go grab my tea. I'll be right back. I once bought a large jar of fluff to a group of friends in Italy. I left friendless with a mostly large jar of fluff. Fluffernutter, you have offended me. I love Fluffernutter. I love pairing it with peanut butter, some nice hot toasted, plain old grocery store brand, cheapo white bread. That's good. Then here's our friend, would have probably voted for Salt Lick, to be honest, from Japan, Massachusetts. Again, I told you they'd be back. How dare any contender enter the ring to battle the beloved Dirt Cup? How dare they? How rude. And for to be Stroop Waffle, I feel betrayed. I'm ashamed with your behavior, you richly decorated mix of textures, the melty evolution with held over a hot cuppa that belies your true nature. Punk-ass puck. Step for the queen that spits at her feet. They really love Oreo Dirt Cups. They love them a lot more than I do, which is, well, they love them a lot more than I do, but I'd really like to be friends with this person because I just feel like we could talk about snacks and have fun. I also feel like other than maybe their overwhelming love for the Dirt Cup and I like it, but I'm not enamored with it love of the Dirt Cup, I feel like our snack choices would get along. Okay, gang, let's see who the pear and cheese pairing board really is. Pulls off the mess. Charcuterie, my old nemesis. That's my problem with the pear and cheese pairing board, by the way. It's a fucking Charmander board all over again. Okay, every year in the Snacket, we got all these friggin' chartreuse boards all over the place that advance beyond other snack. It's a pear and cheese pairing board. All right, we gotta talk about it. I can't. Yeah, anything? No, nothing else here worth going. I'm sorry. Got him. All right, we'll go through it quickly. We'll come back. Do you please? No, I can't. I can't do it. Look, listen, look. I'm sorry, because here's the problem. Here's my problem. Here is my problem. Okay. Number 6, baklava. Baklava is amazing. That is the one. That's the one comment I want to read. Okay. Well, we'll go back to it in a second. Against number 11, grocery store soft frosted sugar cookies. Okay. If you don't like grocery store cookies, there is nothing I can say or do here that's going to convince you that they're good. Okay. These are a 50-50 thing. America is perfectly divided on this issue. Either they're great or they're terrible. They're either fantastic or they're flavorless and garbage. Okay. There's nothing I can say to convince you otherwise. It's like cilantro, isn't it? Either it tastes like soap or it doesn't, and it's genetics. It's got to be the same thing for these grocery store cookies. It's got to be genetic. It has to be genetic. You either like them or you don't. Okay. But if I had to say one thing in their defense, you know, because I'll see in the comments a lot like, oh, those things are trash. You know what? Sometimes snacks are meant to be trash. Okay. Because I love baklava. All right. But if I'm lonely, you know, late at night, I'm lonely, I'm feeling sad and sorry for myself. You know, I haven't, you know, getting over a breakup, getting over whatever it is that's got you down in the dumps that day. You know what I don't want to do? I don't want to spend 48 and a half hours making baklava. That's a lot of work. It's a lot of hard work. I don't want to go through it right now. Okay? I just want to eat calories until the sadness stops. Okay? I want the caloric intake to continue until the sadness discontinues. Okay? That's why it's ice cream. You just keep shoveling it in your mouth until the sadness stops. That's why it's milkshakes. That's why it's stuff like that. That's why it's the grocery store cookies. Okay? If I'm sad, if I'm down the dumps, I need to pick me up. The cookies are there. Boom, boom, eat, you know, stuff in my mouth, and I feel better. Baklava's a lot of work, and not for nothing, baklava's too good a snack to be used that way. Okay? You have to enjoy baklava. You have to take your time with it. Because look, let me pull up the comment I want to read. All right? Because I love grocery store cookies, but I can't vote for them over baklava. I'm one of the biggest fans of these cookies. I can't vote for them over baklava. Baklava legitimately could win this entire thing. Not just this region. Baklava could win the whole thing. It's fantastic. Where's the comment? 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 Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I'm gonna find it. Where is it? Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Okay. This comment's by Bop It Pass It Snacket from the land of savory fried dough and bread snacks. Just listen to this. Listen to this description of baklava. Okay. Pitting baklava against the heavy, like even this person who loves baklava understands that grocery store, pitting baklava against the heavyweight grocery store soft baked cookies. I just hope other voters are aware of the flaky pistachio honey goodness that is baklava. I had baklava on my first date with my girlfriend, and I think our relationship has been shaped by the symphony of flavor and texture present in this beautiful creation. The way the pastry flakes float in your mouth, and the filling sinks to your tongue, allowing you both a satisfying crunch and the chance to fully taste the flavors. The sweet, syrupy honey, the decadent pistachios. It is quite simply beautiful art in dessert form, no matter which country's style you prefer. And to top it all off, while I usually prefer large portions, baklava is typically cut to the perfect size for its powerful experience. You need only a small taste of this sweet ambrosia, as it packs a delightful punch. Perfection. And that's baklava! How are you gonna vote for anything above that? Do we need to read it again? Let me read it again, just in case you didn't understand the first time, okay? Flaky pistachio honey goodness. The symphony of flavor and texture. The way the pastry flakes float in your mouth and the filling sinks to your tongue. A satisfying crunch and the chance to fully taste the flavors. Sweet syrupy honey, the decadent pistachios. It's art in dessert form. There's multiple ways to have it. You can have it in large portions, but normally it's because of its perfect size because of its powerful experience. It's being compared to ambrosia. How do you vote for anything over baklava? Look at this list here. How is this not seated number 1, first off, okay? Fast food milkshake. It's great if you can get it, and you can't get it, the machine's always broken. Astronaut ice cream, it's 16th for a reason. Homemade peanut butter cookies, they're really, really good, but if you overcook them by like a little bit, they're really, really trash. And also, it's not baklava. Fluffernutter. I love Fluffernutter, but the only way I really seem to enjoy it is with peanut butter on toasted bread. It's not very versatile. It's kind of got that 1 or 2 notes, and that's about it. Mango and sticky rice. I like mango and sticky rice. I don't like it more than baklava, and it's not gonna have the national appeal to be baklava. It's just not. Homemade snickerdoodle cookies. Sounds like a lot of work to me. I know they're homemade cookies. Homemade cookies do well, but again, it's not the perfect symphony of flavors and pistachio, honey, syrupy goodness, okay? It's cinnamon, they're cookies, they're a little bit hard for my taste sometimes, okay? Tate's thin, crispy chocolate, you know what? It's not homemade chocolate chip cookies, so it's not gonna be baklava. The 7-layer magic cookie bars, those are really good. That's a competitor for baklava, all right, fine. There's one competitor for it. So, okay, maybe baklava should be second instead of first. All right, fine, baklava's baklava. All right, it's gotta be better than the grocery store's frosted sugar cookies, all right? It's gonna be better than that, but personally thinking, I think the grocery store cookies are a top 4 snack in this bracket as well. Bubble tea, not popular enough to beat out baklava. Not, you know, it's not comparable snack and it's not popular enough. Toffee cookies, nope. Toaster strudel, garbage. Pear and cheese pairing board, we'll talk about that later. It's not gonna be higher than baklava. Stroop waffles, that could be in the running for a top 4 position as well, sure. Or pudding dirt cup. I rank it higher, I don't rank it top 4. So there's your top 4 for me, okay? Well, baklava, the grocery store cookies, Stroop waffles, and what was the other thing? The magic cookie. But those are the top 4 for me. And of those 4, if you have baklava number 1, I don't think anybody's complaining. Okay, nobody's gonna really be complaining to the point where, you know, it's unquestionably a mistake, all right? It's debatable, okay? It definitely shouldn't be 6. Definitely shouldn't be 6. Someone around out here at 6, 1 spot above toaster strudels, 1 spot behind mango and sticky rice. Shouldn't be 6. But the bigger crime here is this grocery store cookies. How are these 11th? Because again, we could reseed this whole bracket if you want to. You know, butterfly effect, this, that. We don't need to. I'm just gonna move it up 1 spot. We're gonna look 1 spot higher. Pear and cheese pairing board? That's a chartreuse board all over again. Get this shit out of my bracket. How is it ranked higher than grocery store? A pear and cheese. I'm sorry. What's the name of this bracket again? What's the name of this bracket again? What is the name of this bracket again? This name of this bracket is Sweet Chaos. Is it not? Yes, it is. Region 2, Sweet Chaos. It's right there on the poll. Boom. Sweet Chaos. Okay. That's what this region is called. Sweet Chaos. All right. If the pear and cheeses are being paired, it's not chaos. Okay, because again, in other regions we've seen you get the chips and your salsa of choice, right? You get to choose what it is. That's not what this is here. Somebody has paired this pear with this cheese and given it to you together as if they go together. So much work and effort and research went into this snack, it cannot be chaos. And it's definitely not sweeter than baklava. It is not sweeter than sweet, syrupy honey goodness. So what the hell is it doing back here? I'm so confused. It's not sweeter than grocery store sugar. It's not sweeter than sugar cookies. It's got sugar in the name. So why is it ranked ahead of sugar cookies? And why am I so upset? Because if grocery store cookies are ranked 10th, which they should have been. Or I'm about to read this whole bracket, by the way, because I'm just gonna have to. I'm sorry. Here comes the whole bracket. 3, 2, 1. Look away. Boom. Okay. It's a sweet chaos bracket. If those two are, it should be just the pear and cheese should be off the board entirely. But I'm not the snack czar. I can't put it. It should be switched. Grocery store cookies will mop the floor with toaster strudel. Just mop the floor with them. You know why I know that? Because pear and cheese pairing board mop the floor with toaster strudel. Okay, so it's gonna be going up against. I thought it would have been Stroop Waffles. I can't believe Stroop Waffles didn't win. That's a whole other tangent we could go on. But Oreo pudding dirt cup. It's a worthy opponent. It's a worthy component for it to go up against. Okay. But it could beat Oreo pudding dirt cup. It's 15th probably for a reason, because it's probably not going to pull as well. And I know what I'm saying. It beat out the number 2 poll. So maybe it wins out. But my point is, if it gets to the second tier here, that means it's a top 8 sweet chaotic snack. How can you tell me it's not a top 8 sweet chaotic snack? It's a sugar cookie. It's sweet. It has icing. It's sweet. It's soft. It's easy to access. That's every grocery store. They're cheap. They're delicious. They're great. And they're also chaotic as that. Have you tried opening one of those boxes without waking up your entire freaking neighborhood? Those things make so much damn noise trying to open them up. It is utter chaos. All right? And if it's in the name of the bracket, it should be. If we're just talking about, well, you know, the snack dog just wanted to name it something other than the sweet region. Want to put a fun name on it? All right, fine. So let's just look at it based on sweetness, right? Parrot cheese, parrot, they're not sweeter than sugar cookies. Okay, the snack czar has that gene that makes grocery store cookies taste bad. Do you know how I know this? It's not just from the ranking. It's not just from the ranking. Oh no, snack czar is biased. Let me tell you why. Look at the picture they used. Look at the picture they used. Look at the show it to me. Look at the picture they used on the poll. It's the grocery store cookies being smashed into bits. The utter disrespect of the snack czar against sugar. They're just biased. They just have the gene that makes them taste bad. Okay, and also, they just love chaos. They wanted somebody like me, like I am right now, to get really, really mad about this and do a podcast or something, talk about, they needed chaos, so they just seeded it wrong on purpose, okay? And it's sad, because baklava versus grocery store, that should be a Final Four. It should be, I guess that's Elite 8 at that point. That should be the Elite 8 matchup. Baklava versus grocery store cookies. Those are two of the four best sweet chaotic snacks in this bracket. Those are two of the four best. Okay, if you want to say it would lose the way of putting their cup back there, fine. Okay, so it's one of the 8 best in this bracket. Absolutely, it is that. So again, let's see if we can pick 7 of these that are better than grocery store sugar cookies in sweet chaos. And again, if we're gonna include the chaos part of it, then fast food milkshake's got to be number 1, because you can never get the damn thing, because it's very chaotic whether or not the machine's working or not. Homemade peanut butter cookies, pretty simple to make, not very chaotic. Fluffernutter, not very chaotic. Mango cigarettes, not very chaotic. Snickerdoodle cookies, I don't think of them as very chaotic. 7-layer magic cookie bars. Okay, so that's 1. We got 2 with the fast food milkshake. Baklava is a whole lot of hard work to go into making it. I'm gonna put it up there. Also, it's baklava. I'm not gonna disrespect it. That's 3. Chaos. We're looking for chaos here, right? Oreo pudding duck cup. I don't think it's more chaotic. I don't think it's sweeter. I don't think it's a better snack overall. But look, there's 4 more chaotic snacks. Okay, fine. So it should be in the second round. It should be at the top. If you have it 5th, it should still be in the second round. It didn't get there. All right. Disrespect. Bias. And what am I supposed to do? Because I'm upset. So I wanted to say, oh, well, you know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do as my protest against the indignity of it all? I can't not vote for baklava. Baklava should have won. I'm not upset that baklava beat out grocery store cookies. It absolutely should. Baklava should win this whole freaking tournament, okay? It should at least win this region. It could win the whole freaking tournament. My problem is that parrot cheese pairing board's here, and I couldn't vote against it because I'm not voting for toaster strudels. Okay, what am I supposed to do? Vote against parent cheese pairing board? I was gonna vote against it anyway. So, you know, I don't feel like that's proper justice. That doesn't make me feel better about it. So the only thing I can do is just not vote for this. For this, I'm gonna vote for baklava in this region, and that's it. Because I don't know if you noticed, you don't have to actually fill out all the polls. You could just click through and leave everything blank if you wanted to. You don't have to actually vote on any of them. So I'm gonna vote for baklava because baklava should win everything. I'm gonna leave everything else blank in this region until the end of the Snacket, until we get to the finals. I have to. What else am I supposed to do? What else am I supposed to do? Okay, I can't punish baklava for winning when it should win. I can't do that. I can't punish something that should win for winning. I can't make something lose that should lose. That's not punishment. That's just, what am I supposed to do to make things right? And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm only voting for baklava in this bracket. I'm not voting for anything else. I'm leaving it all blank. That's it. I'm going to bed. I got a headache now. I'm upset. I'm gonna play Metroid. We'll play Metroid tomorrow on my short stream. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you. Mean it. Have a good night. Stay safe. Full usage aside, etc., etc.